Have you ever had the feeling that you know English in your head, but when you try to speak, the words don't come out the way you want? Maybe you pause too much, or you translate from your first language and it feels slow. You're not alone. Many English learners feel the same way. Today, I want to help you learn how to think directly in English so your speaking can sound smoother, more natural, and more fluent. Hello and welcome back to Talk English Now. I'm Sarah, and today we're going to explore how you can train your mind to think in English and express yourself confidently without hesitation. This lesson is designed to feel like a personal coaching session, just you and me, working together on your fluency. So take a deep breath, relax, and let's get started together. The first thing I want you to understand is this. Fluency is not just about knowing words. It's about training your brain to connect thoughts and language quickly. When you think in your native language and then translate into English, there's always a delay. That delay is what makes you feel less fluent. But when you start forming thoughts directly in English, your sentences flow more naturally, your rhythm feels smoother, and you begin to sound like someone who lives in English, not just studies it. So, how do we train our minds to think in English? It starts with small, everyday steps. For example, imagine you wake up in the morning and instead of saying in your head, "I need to brush my teeth" in your first language, you tell yourself in English, "I need to brush my teeth." Later, when you're making breakfast, you can think, "I'm cooking eggs." When you leave for work or school, you can say, "I'm walking to the bus stop." These simple thoughts, repeated every day, are the building blocks of fluency. Right now, let's try a little exercise together. I'll say a short thought, and I want you to, repeat it quietly or out loud after me. Ready? I'm learning English. Again. I'm learning English. Now a new one. I'm getting better every day. One more time. I'm getting better every day. Do you see what we're doing? We're training your brain to think in English, to accept it as the natural way your thoughts should sound. When you practice this daily, it's like rewiring your brain. At first, it feels slow, but the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Just like muscles in your body grow stronger with exercise, your English muscle grows stronger with practice. The important thing is to be consistent, even if it's just a few minutes each day. Another important key to thinking in English is to use simple sentences first. Many learners feel pressure to speak perfectly or to use advanced grammar right away, but fluency begins with small, clear steps. It's much better to say a simple, natural sentence quickly than to pause for a long time trying to build a perfect one. For example, if you want to say that you had dinner with your friend, you can just say, "I ate dinner with my friend." That's clear, natural, and correct. Later, when you feel more confident, you can add details like, "I ate dinner with my friend at a restaurant downtown yesterday evening." But the fluency starts with that short, simple version. When you train yourself to think in English, you begin to notice that English is not just a collection of words. It's a rhythm, a flow, a way of linking ideas together. And this rhythm becomes easier when you stop translating and start accepting English as the language of your thoughts. Think about a child learning their first language. They don't translate, they just connect words with meaning directly. You can do the same in English, but it takes patience and practice. Here's a practice moment for you right now. I'll say a thought in English, and you simply repeat it after me. I don't need to be perfect. Again. I don't need to be perfect. One more. I just need to keep practicing. Once more. I just need to keep practicing. These affirmations not only build your fluency, but they also build your confidence. And confidence is a very big part of sounding fluent. Sometimes learners worry about making mistakes. They think, if I make a mistake, people will notice that I'm not fluent. But let me tell you something important. Even native speakers make mistakes when they speak. They forget words, they correct themselves, they restart sentences. Fluency is not about never making mistakes, it's about continuing to speak smoothly even when mistakes happen. If you train your mind to keep moving forward, you'll sound much more fluent. Now let's focus on everyday situations, because the more real your practice feels, the faster your fluency grows. Imagine you're in a coffee shop, ordering a drink. In your head, instead of thinking in your first language and translating, you can practice thinking directly in English. I'd like a coffee, please, or can I have a tea, please? These sentences are short, clear, and natural. Practice them now with me. I'd like a coffee, please. Again. Can I have a tea, please? Very good. Each time you do this, you're making English your default language of thought. You might be wondering, how can I practice when I'm alone? The answer is simple. Talk to yourself in English. I know it sounds strange, but it's one of the most effective ways to train your brain. If you're walking down the street, you can describe what you see. I see a red car. The sky is cloudy. I'm walking quickly because I'm late. These little sentences keep your mind active in English. The more you do it, the more natural it feels. And don't worry if your sentences are short or simple at first. Fluency doesn't come from big, complicated grammar. It comes from speed, rhythm, and comfort. Short sentences are the perfect place to start. With time, they naturally grow into longer sentences. So instead of pushing yourself too hard, allow your English to grow step by step. Now let's go a little deeper into the idea of training your thoughts. One way to make this practice stronger is by connecting English to your emotions. When you feel something, don't just experience it in silence or in your first language. Try to name it in English. For example, if you're happy because something good happened, you can think, I feel happy, or that makes me excited. If you're tired after a long day, you can tell yourself, I feel tired, or I need to rest. By linking English to your feelings, you make the language more real and alive inside you. Fluency is not only about grammar or vocabulary, it's also about confidence and comfort. If you can feel your emotions and express them directly in English, you'll begin to feel closer to the language. You'll stop seeing English as a subject to study and start seeing it as your own way of expressing life. This change is powerful. It transforms you from a learner into a user of English. Here's another practice we can do together. I'll guide you through some sentences about feelings, and you just repeat them after me. I feel calm. Again. I feel calm. Now, I feel confident. Repeat. I feel confident. Let's try another one. I can speak clearly. And once more, I can speak clearly. Every time you repeat a sentence like this, you're not just practicing words. You're telling your mind to believe in your fluency. Another very useful method is shadowing. That means listening to someone speaking English and repeating at the same time, almost like an echo. This trains your brain to follow the rhythm of English without stopping to translate. It may feel difficult at first, but it is one of the fastest ways to build fluency. Even now, you can shadow me. As I speak, repeat what I say as quickly as you can. Don't worry about being perfect. Just follow my rhythm. Ready? I am learning to think in English. I am learning to think in English. The more I practice, the more fluent I become. The more I practice, the more fluent I become. Good. That is shadowing in action. When you practice shadowing every day, even for a few minutes, you'll notice that English words start to flow more naturally. Your tongue becomes faster, your brain becomes quicker, and your voice starts to carry the rhythm of natural English speech. And remember, fluency is not about speed alone. It's about smoothness. A fluent speaker can pause naturally, connect words with ease, and express themselves without feeling stuck. That's exactly what shadowing helps you achieve. Let me remind you of something very important here. If you're enjoying this lesson, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more daily English practice. That way, you'll always have a new opportunity to train with me, step by step, until fluency feels natural to you. And your support helps this community of learners grow stronger every day. Now, let's continue with more practical thinking exercises. Imagine you're walking into a store. Instead of thinking in your first language, create simple English sentences in your mind. I need to buy bread. I want to find some fruit. I will pay at the counter. If you practice this often, you'll notice that your brain stops asking, how do I say this in English? And instead, the English words will come to you directly. This is the moment when you start truly thinking in English. When you begin to think in English in real situations, you'll notice something interesting. The language feels lighter, not heavy. You don't have to stop and search for words as often. You simply live your daily moments in English. For example, if you're waiting for a bus, you can think, the bus is late. Or if you see a child smiling, you can think, that child is smiling at me. These little observations may seem simple, but they are the true training ground for fluency. Another way to build this habit is by asking yourself questions in English. Instead of wondering in your native language, what should I eat for lunch? Try asking yourself directly in English, what should I eat for lunch? Instead of saying silently in your first language, what time is it now? Try thinking, what time is it now? These small switches may feel small at first, but they are the doorway to automatic English thinking. Let's try it together right now. I'll ask a question, and you repeat it. What should I do today? Again. What should I do today? Now try another. Where am I going now? Repeat. Where am I going now? And another one. How do I feel at this moment? One more time. How do I feel at this moment? Good. Every time you do this, you are practicing not only words, but also the habit of living your thoughts in English. One more powerful exercise is describing your actions as you do them. This is called narrating your life. For example, when you're cooking, you can think, I'm cutting the vegetables. I'm boiling water. I'm adding salt. When you're cleaning, you can think, I'm washing the dishes. I'm sweeping the floor. I'm putting things away. When you narrate your own actions in English, your brain begins to connect daily life with English words. And that's exactly how fluency grows naturally. Here's a challenge for you. Tomorrow, choose one activity in your day, maybe cooking, walking, or even getting ready in the morning. And during that activity, try to narrate everything in English in your head. Don't worry if you don't know every word. Use the words you know. If you don't know how to say something, skip it and continue. The goal is to keep your thoughts flowing in English. Later, if you want, you can look up the missing words. But the most important step is to keep going in English, even when you don't know everything. This practice does something very powerful. It reduces the fear of mistakes because you're not performing for anyone else, you're just practicing with yourself. You can relax and focus on building fluency without pressure. The more you do this, the more comfortable you'll feel speaking with other people too. Because your brain will already be used to thinking in English, your sentences will appear naturally when you need them. Let's pause for a small speaking moment now. I'll guide you through some simple narrations, and you repeat after me as if you're describing your own life. I am sitting here, listening to English. Again. I am sitting here, listening to English. I am practicing and I am learning. Repeat. I am practicing and I am learning. I am speaking more fluently every day. And again. I am speaking more fluently every day. Good. Do you feel how natural these sentences are? That's the flow you want to build into your daily thinking. Another step in sounding fluent is learning how to connect ideas smoothly. In English, people often use small linking words like and, but, so, and because. These words make your speech flow naturally, and they help your thoughts sound complete. For example, instead of saying, I like coffee, I drink it every morning, you can say, I like coffee and I drink it every morning. That small word and makes your sentence sound more fluent because it connects your ideas without a pause. Let's practice some linking right now. Repeat after me. I like English and I practice every day. Again. I like English and I practice every day. Another one. I was tired, but I finished my work. Repeat. I was tired, but I finished my work. And one more. I'm learning English so I can travel with confidence. Repeat again. I'm learning English so I can travel with confidence. Each time you use these little connectors, your sentences become smoother and your speaking begins to sound more natural. Fluent English is not about speaking fast. It's about speaking clearly and connecting ideas without stopping too often. Sometimes learners think they need to rush, but speed alone does not create fluency. In fact, pausing at the right moment can make you sound even more fluent. For example, think about this sentence. I love learning English because it helps me meet new people. The pause after the first part makes the sentence clear and easy to follow. Fluency is about balance, smooth connections, natural pauses, and clear meaning. Now let's imagine a real conversation. Suppose someone asks you, "Why are you learning English?" If you translate from your first language, you might pause and hesitate. But if you think in English, you can simply answer, "Because I want to improve my job opportunities," or "Because I want to make friends around the world." Try answering with me now. Because I want to improve my job opportunities. Again. Because I want to make friends around the world. Very good. These are real answers you can use in daily life, and the more you practice, the more automatic they become. Another key to sounding fluent is learning to relax with your mistakes. Remember, fluency doesn't mean perfection. It means being able to continue speaking smoothly even when something is not perfect. If you forget a word, you can replace it with another. For example, if you forget the word umbrella, you can say, "the thing for the rain." People will still understand you, and while you do that, you're still thinking in English. This flexibility makes you more fluent than stopping completely because you're afraid of mistakes. Let's practice that flexibility together. I'll give you a sentence with a missing word, and you try to fill it with something else. Ready? I'm going to the yachoagi because I need food. If you can't remember the word supermarket, you can say the shop or the place where I buy food. That's still fluency because you kept your English flowing. Let's try another. I can't find my I need it to open the door. If you forget key, you can say the thing for the door. Do you see how this works? Fluency is about keeping the flow, not freezing when you forget a word. Another habit that helps you think and speak fluently is using English for your inner voice. That voice inside your head that comments on everything during the day can be a powerful tool for fluency. If you train it to speak in English, then every moment becomes practice. When you look at your phone, you can think, "I'm checking my messages." When you feel hungry, you can think, "I want something to eat." When you finish a task, you can say to yourself, "I did it." Each of these tiny thoughts builds your fluency without effort. Reading in English is also a great way to train your brain to think in English. But don't just read silently. Try to read aloud. Even a short paragraph every day will help your mouth and your mind connect English sounds with English thoughts. After you read, close the text and try to explain in your own words what you read without translating. For example, if you read about someone going to the park, you can close the page and say, "He went to the park. He played football with his friends. He had a good time." This exercise strengthens both your thinking and your speaking at the same time. and remember to enjoy the process. Fluency is not a race. It's a journey of practice, mistakes, progress, and confidence. Some days you'll feel strong in English, and other days you might feel slower. But every single day of practice counts. Every sentence you think in English, every word you say, every mistake you learn from is moving you forward. Fluency is built step by step, and you are already on the path. Let's take one more moment to practice together. Repeat after me slowly and feel the meaning of each sentence. I can think in English. Again, I can think in English. I can speak in English. Repeat. I can speak in English. I am becoming fluent. Once more. I am becoming fluent. Good. These are not just sentences, they are new beliefs for your mind. The more you say them, the more you believe them, and the more fluent you become. I want to thank you for joining me today. You've practiced with me, you've repeated with me, and most importantly, you've taken another step toward fluency. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about thinking in English, speaking in English, and trusting that every effort you make is helping you grow. You are doing better than you think, and your fluency is closer than you realize. So keep going. Keep practicing every day. Talk to yourself in English, narrate your life, shadow my words, and remind yourself that fluency is possible, because it is. You are capable, you are improving, and you are becoming the confident English speaker you want to be. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'm so proud of the effort you've made today. Keep practicing, keep believing in yourself, and don't give up. Your fluency is already growing, and your English journey is moving forward beautifully. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss future lessons. Together, we'll keep building your English step by step. Stay confident, stay motivated, and remember, every word you speak brings you closer to fluency.